present today this topic titled Successful Implementation of Basic or Drug Susceptible TB Care, an interactive training session for site and district coordinators. This is taken from my professional experience. TB in Africa, since and despite that TB was declared a global emergency by WHO in 1993, it's still among the leading killers worldwide, claiming over 4,000 lives a day. COVID-19 pandemic has reversed years of progress made in the fight to end TB, since it's grabbed priority over all conditions. The just ended UN high-level ministerial meeting held in Indonesia resolved to accelerate actions to end TB, including using primary health care strategy already adopted by many countries in the care of TB. Challenges still exist in fighting TB, and we have some illustrated from 2020 TB report in SADC regions, which comprises 15 states. For instance, TB treatment coverage, the target in 2025 was equal or more than 90%, but the TB treatment coverage increased only in 50% of countries and decreased in 31% of the countries. The TB treatment success rate, the target was 90%, more than 90%. The maximum reached by some countries were 93%, but some countries, the minimum was 53%. Documentation of HIV status, the target was 100%. Some countries achieved the maximum 100%, but some also realized only 67%. Globally, we have seen some achievement, especially in ART uptake in TB HIV and the decrease of incidence of TB since 2015. But among the challenges, funding is still external. It's standing at 50%. There are also organizational issues such as leadership and human resource training. The latter can be achieved locally and is crucial for availability of knowledgeable and competent TB care implementers at peripheral level. TB site or district coordinator is the cornerstone of success in TB care implementation or clinical management of TB. Human resource training and support can be sometimes costly. The aim of this presentation is to show that the use of IT can be a quick, interactive, motivating, cost-effective way to train HR and conducting refresher courses in TB. Coaching using GROWS. As an introduction to our example of training of site and district coordinators in TB care implementation at the level of action, we can use this acronym of GROWS. So we can discuss and explain, for instance, the goal of our common action, which is to fight TB, and what success means in a specific activity like diagnosis. In this case, diagnosis is to have patient sputum tested. We can discuss the current situation, what is the percentage of current sputum tested, what are the obstacles to achieve it, etc. Below, at the last bullet, S stands for support. We can state what we offer and how we can encourage, what we can do to encourage and cooperate with for the success in that specific activity. In the next slide, I will give you a snapshot of an interactive training session using PowerPoint application. In the y-axis, we can see all the steps in our management of TB, from prevention to M&E of activities, monitoring and evaluation. We can discuss the adequacy of those steps, and in the x-axis, yes, we have questions to lead discussions among trainees before giving them the right answer. Like for technical reason, you can see that what we stand for definition for prevention is already there. It is to stop or decrease the transmission of TB. The how can we prevent, is through community education and vaccination. Why are we preventing? Is to decrease morbidity and mortality. What will be the output of that activity? It will be the early detection of new cases. What will be the target? The target can be determined locally or nationally. So that is, it will be like that for all the steps. Like you've seen for diagnosis, what is to diagnose TB is to find out if there's AFB positive or MTB positive. How are you going to do it? It's by examining the sputum with gene expert, microscopy or culture and sensitivity test. Why are we diagnosing TB? Is for quality management. The output, yes, will be the patient registration. We'll be able to register all the patients. And the target, as I've said before, can be determined locally or nationally. What is treatment? The treatment is there, the 4 drugs, for drug-susceptible TB. How are we doing it? Through community DOT for 6 months. Why? Is to decrease mortality and morbidity and the cure. And what will be the output of treatment? Patient conversion, sputum conversion, sorry. The target, as I've said, can be discussed locally or nationally. Regarding the output, we can ask people, what is follow-up of TB patient? The right answer after people have discussed is patient evaluation. How to do it? By examining the sputum at 2 and 6 months. Why are we doing the follow-up? Is to confirm effectiveness and have evidence that the patient is doing well. And the output will be that our cure rate will increase. The target of that activity will be determined locally or nationally. We go to the output, to the outcomes. The outcomes should be that we need all the patients who are AFB or MTB positive to become negative. How can we do it? It's through patient's evaluation, clinically, etc., and following the WHO guidelines. And why are we doing that? Is to have evidence that we have achieved the goals of managing adequately TB. The output will be to decrease morbidity and mortality of TB. The target, as we have said before, will be determined locally or nationally. And then move to the last activity, which is monitoring and evaluation. What is it? Is to rate our performance. How are we doing it? Is through periodic review of activities. And why are we doing M&E? Is for us to remain focused on program's goals, which are to decrease mortality and morbidity of TB. And the output will be that we will have quality reports. Targets will be determined locally or nationally. We move to the conclusion. Digital technology offers a simple, quick, interactive, motivating and cost-effective way of teaching or refreshing knowledge on TB, which can also be readapted for drug-resistant TB. Another benefit of IT is that it can be done from everywhere. Like where I am now, it is 7 a.m., but I can exchange with you in real time, with you there in Lilongwe, Malawi. Time and distance are no longer a constraint. Knowledge can be shared from anywhere and at any time. This is a group of our trainees using the same method. Thank you very much for your patience. I'm done. Thank you.